Militario. Cross a good deflection. Oh, great effort! What a goal! That is Shokoyu, I think this time does claim it. What a magnificent strike! Milosevic. Your free header! That is the away goal! That's the precious goal that Aston Villa have been seeking, and Dwight Yorke gets it!
Welcome to Villa Park, where tonight the Villa faithful will discover just how crucial Dwight Yorke's away goal was. Victory will also keep the flag flying for the Premiership as this competition heads towards its finale, and could prove an early psychological boost before next year's World Cup, where England have been drawn in the same group as Romania. Good evening, I'm Steve Scott. Aston Villa know they must score if they're going to beat Romanian champions Steaua Bucharest and march through to the last 8 of the UEFA Cup. Joining me in the studio tonight to give their thoughts on the game, Rangers and Scotland striker Ali McCoist, and for Aston Villa star Andy Townsend, now with promotion-chasing Middlesbrough. First though, there's one man who's been dominating Villa's headlines this year. Stan Collymore has only scored twice since his £7 million move here. He's been talking exclusively to Adam Dark in a frank and revealing interview.
Stan, congratulations on your first goal at Villa Park. How much of a relief was that for you?
It was a great relief because obviously, you know, there's been a lot of hype and stories and stuff about me. I don't as a rule talk to press and stuff anymore. So obviously, from my own, you know, from my own point and for the fans, it was a great relief.
There has been lots of criticism. Did you understand that?
I can take criticism, positive criticism, but I think that when somebody like your gutter journalists start creating stories and you know, jumping on negative bandwagons, that's entirely up to them. I think that most people, I would like to think, you know, read beyond the lines. But I've come in for a lot of stick, you know, and like I say, positive criticism I can take, because some of these journalists, they're quick to, like I say, and some ex-players are quick to say what my downfalls, you know, what my you know, the downsides are as a player. But they're not too quick to come up to the training ground and help me solve some of these problems, and B, you know, they know where I am. They know I'm at Aston Villa 7 days a week. Why don't they come up and give me some, you know, some positive things if they know so much.
A lot's been said of your relationship with the other players, but do you get on?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, this is another one of the sort of Stan Collymore myths that every club I've been at, after give it a month, and all of a sudden I'm not getting on with the players. There's a couple of quotes allegedly attributed to Savo, saying, which he didn't say, in a Yugoslav newspaper or magazine. And then, like I say, a newspaper made a 2-page world exclusive about, you know, a player. They didn't name the player, but coming out and saying, oh, I was this and I didn't get on and I didn't fit in, and, you know, and one thing and another. My only wish is that people would, if I have a bad game, is like, let me have a bad game, you know, full stop, rather than, oh, he's had a bad game, is it because he doesn't get on with the players, is it because he's this, is it because he's that, is it because he's seen so-and-so? And all these things keep being brought up, and I suppose that the longer you go without scoring a goal, the more pressure. Like I say, I use the term gutter press, but I think that's what they are, because I think they feed on negativity, and you know, I think they feel that they have a mandate from the people to say and do what they wish about, you know, to people, and I don't think they do. I think that they kid themselves. I think a lot of people buy these newspapers just literally just as a fun magazine rather than taken seriously. But some of the comments and quotes I've read by some of these knowledgeable sages of the tabloids are ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
Strong words from Stan Collymore, a man with a point to prove this evening. Ali, Villa need a big one from him tonight, don't they?
We do. I mean, we actually gave Stan a little bit of stick a fortnight ago for some slack passing, but I've got a feeling tonight could be Stan's night. York's out injured, a calf strain, so it's going to be a big night, and Villa will rely on Stan, but hopefully he sees he's got under a little bit of pressure. You can see he's under a little bit of pressure, but I hope he does well tonight. I'm sure he will.
Yeah, we hope so. But Andy, no Dwight Yorke, that's going to be crucial, isn't it?
Well, I hope not. I mean, you know, he is a quality player, Dwight. He's been been without doubt the source of most of the inspiration here over the last couple of years. And as Ali says, you know, tonight, Big Stan is really, this is a great stage for him to go and prove a few people wrong.
So Ali, they're going to be looking for someone else, because Dwight scored quite a few goals for them in this campaign, someone else to get the goals from this evening, or at least the one that they need.
And the most important thing is that they don't panic. They only need one goal. And there's a side here, we've got a side that Grayson will come in place of York and sit in the middle of the park. The most important thing is that Villa don't lose one as well. They've got 90 minutes to score a goal, and I think they'll do it. And the Grayson will sit in the middle of the park, they'll keep it tight. I think for the first 45 minutes they'll keep it nice and tight. And if they get to half time nothing each, it's not the end of the world, because I say they need one goal and they've got 90 minutes to get it.
And Ali, they'll be pleased Gareth Southgate back.
Yeah, well, he'll give him experience and a bit of know-how at the back. He's played in many big games now. He's, as I say, you know, he's a top-class performer, and he will help everybody around him.
Okay, gentlemen, thanks very much. More from you later. There's a great atmosphere building up here at Villa Park, and we'll be back with Aston Villa against Steaua Bucharest in just a couple of minutes. Time for Brian Little's Aston Villa as they go for a quarter-final spot in the UEFA Cup. They trailed Steaua Bucharest 2-1 after the first leg in Romania, and no, thanks to Dwight Yorke's away goal, all they need is a 1-0 win to go through. We can hand over now to your match commentators, Joe Royle, and first, Jonathan Pearce.
Good evening from a very blustery, wet and cold Villa Park, as you can see, as the rain teems into the face of the fans in the Holt End. Can the home club reach a first European quarter-final since the then holders reached the last 8 of the Champions Cup in 1983, beating a Bucharest side, Dinamo, along the way? They're the players in the tunnel waiting to come out behind the match officials down there today. The referee Bernd Heinemann of Germany, with his assistants Klaus Plattenberg and Frank Schumacher, lead the two teams out. Gareth Southgate, all in white, the Aston Villa captain. When they beat Dinamo Bucharest on the way in '83, they won away in Romania. Tonight they have to come back from a 2-1 deficit without their scorer from the first leg. Dwight Yorke failed a 6 o'clock fitness test on his lower calf. Ian Taylor, who's been out banned for the Premiership, effectively comes in for the only change from Saturday's 3-0 win over Coventry. Bosnich in goal, didn't play in the first leg, neither did Charles from the start, Southgate, who was injured, or Grayson. Stan Collymore is the 5-1 joint favourite with Ladbrokes to score the first goal tonight. Let's hope Saturday's effort against Coventry has turned his fortunes around then, Joe.
Yes, Jonathan, well, he certainly needed that goal. It's not been the best start for Big Stan, who remains probably the most talented striker, fully equipped striker around, that can be so enigmatic. I think that although Dwight Yorke will be sadly missed, the actual balance of the side with only 2 strikers up front will help Stan. And let's hope that Saturday's goal now sets him off on a goal-scoring spree.
Steaua in the claret and blue, the 1986 European Cup winners, have brought that side as guests tonight, apart from one man who played in the final and again will be their danger man. 33-year-old skipper Marius Lakatouche, wearing 7. He scored for the European 11 at last Thursday's World Cup draw match against the rest of the world, while Christian Chikoyu's 2 goals in Bucharest a fortnight ago demand the utmost respect, and Catalin Munteanu, the 18-year-old, caused problems in the first leg too. Adrian Mate comes back to the side at the back. a hard man, one of 7 players in this side who could play against England for Romania in the summer. But it's Munteanu, Lakatos and Chikoyu, Joe, who'll cause the problems again.
Well, yes, that was the triangle that did give Villa problems in the first game, and we must be aware that their natural game is to play on the break. They'll be quite happy to let Villa come at them. They'll be very, very cagey, and they only need that one goal to make it a mountain to climb for Villa. Let's hope they don't get it. They must be given the ultimate respect, Jonathan, but I still must fancy Villa to go through. The longer they go, actually the later that Villa score, the better it is for them.
A lot of pressure on Stan Collymore for Aston Villa. Brian Little says they hope they'll get the ball to him early to zip across this surface, made a wee bit greasy by the heavy rain, although protected for the last hour and a half. As for Steaua Bucharest, the danger man Marius Lakatos is the assistant manager to and captain. It's his ball, he'll take the throw-ins and the penalties, and if you don't like it, he's going home. The referee is Bert Heinemann of Germany, as we said before, with his 2 officials, Klaus Plattenberg and Frank Schumacher. The 4th official you'll see from time to time on the touchline is Uwe Kemling. Steaua warming up in front of the north stand, got this far away to our right-hand side, the north stand, got this far with an away victory at Fenerbahce, and though they lost 3-2 at Bastia in the last round, they qualified on the away goals rule. That lower tier was occupied by Bilbao fans in the last round. It's occupied by rain-drenched Villa fans tonight. And it will be Steaua Bucharest in their 39th European campaign to get us off and underway, kicking from right to left in this first half, kicking towards the yawning Holt End, packed tonight for this UEFA Cup tie. Can Aston Villa reach the quarter-final then of a European competition for the first time in 20 years? The danger man up front is Chikoyu. There's Draper. And Ian Taylor, who's missed the last 3 games domestically, banned, finds little Alan Wright. Steve Staunton whips it away to Gary Charles. Just a slight suspicion that had Dwight York been fit tonight, they might have altered the formation even further and had Grayson playing as a right wing back. York failed a test, an exhaustive one it was as well, about an hour and 3/4 ago. Here's Draper to Collymore. Ehiog, who was rested for the Bilbao game here on the last round, and Charles. Slight deflection. Grayson back forward again, offside, called by the right-hand side defender Sheik, who has stayed in that position. Rakita again sweeps, and Matei is playing on the left-hand side of the centre-back 3. There he is, at the bottom of your picture, wearing 4, 3 caps. He's in the World Cup squad. Missed the first leg banned, and he could well start against England in the World Cup finals. It's a good strong run. Now, Sheik, long ball forward. Mark Bosnich back in the side, makes the comfortable catch. Looks for Collymore. Away by Matei. Good strong start by Villa. Although they lost the first leg on the 4 occasions they've been behind from first legs in Europe, they've managed to turn 3 of them around in the past. Harry Charles making sure there's a little bit of purchase on the ball. Collymore. Corner kick given. Off Matei. Collymore, there's a spring about his step tonight already, Joe.
Yes, I think you can see the difference in confidence, and already a declaration by Brian Little that they will be patient. They know European football is about counter-attacking themselves, and they're quite prepared to wait. And nevertheless, Stan does look lively.
Oh, that's a good cross in by Staunton, and it whipped and dipped. The keeper will say he had it covered, Zoltan Ridley, but there's one of the best left-foot strikers of a ball in the game. Ridley, who's come into the Romanian reckoning, he's pressurising the national number 1 for a slot in France. He's already overtaken Daniel Gerasim here with Steaua. And he'll say he had it covered all the way. Draper to Gary Charles. Just a few games this season, Gary Charles. A great ball though by the fullback looking for Stan Collymore.
Stan must watch the offside, Jonathan, because he has shown in previous games that sometimes he does drift offside, and really it's just letting the opposition out. He has to be totally aware of that.
Great support by the Villa fans. Average crowd here this season, just over 35,000 in the league. Randall says they may have to be patient tonight. 1-0 is all that Villa require. There's Alan Wright. A good ball out of defence by the skipper. Lepatush's touch. Staunton. They bring that huge tarpaulin cover out over the pitch at Villa Park when it starts to rain heavily, and boy did it rain. It's protected this magnificent surface superbly. Here's Charles to Collymore. That's a good ball. Grayson finds Taylor with a drive!
Great effort, Jonathan. Good football. Stan doing what he likes to do best, which is drop off. And then Ian Taylor stealing into the space behind him. A great through ball as well. And that will have given Brian Little great heart early on. A great effort at goal.
Really powered into the drive, Ian Taylor, as he saw his 4th goal of the season. Good block by Sultan Ridley. Staunton corner kick. Milosevic was almost underneath it. Now Draper. Mark Draper's shot over the bar. A shot of a man who hasn't scored in 13 games. Let's have a look at the chance again.
It's a good strike from Ian Taylor. He's done all he should do. He ideally wanted to go across goal, but it's hit with enough power to give the goalkeeper problems. And again, the second corner showing that there will be problems for the Stoya goalkeeper and his defenders if they can put him under pressure with corners and free kicks.
He played 6 games last season in their double winning year. They really dominated Romanian football. 5 titles in a row, 10 in the last 13 years, 6 doubles in that time. Steaua Bucharest. The man they call Stan here. Stan Staunton to the other Stan. Now Draper. Grayson, who was involved moments ago. Hard-working, honest player, Simon Grayson. Milosevic to Draper. Milosevic making a run to the middle. There's Wright. Good movement by Draper. Milosevic is on the spot. Collymore was in there as well. Matei got it away. He's gone virtually man for man on Collymore in the game. Chic man for man on Milosevic. Here's a busy little man in midfield, Militano. Sort of a head-down player, burrows forward. That's Munteanu, and good control by Ciucoiu, the 2-goal destroyer in Bucharest. Though the first was officially debited as a Michael Oates own goal, Ciucoiu has claimed it, we gather, but I think UEFA will take it away from him. Milosevic. That's a lovely ball to Stan Staunton. Good start by Villa. Well, do we give him the benefit of the doubt there, Joe? Do we say he was going for a chip or a cross?
No, I think it was a cross. Stan knows that and acknowledged as he came away, really. And it was a poor cross. Certainly not you expect from a man with his quality. But Villa have stated that they're going to play patient football, and there are lots of passes going in. They just have to be aware. We've seen nothing at all yet from Steaua Bucharest. And the more and more play that Villa have, the more dangerous that Steaua Bucharest will be for any occasion.
I see in the latest Carling Optus statistics, which are run by the Premier League, Steve Staunton achieves 77% of the passes he attempts. 77% of them reach their mark. Staggering. Charles away. Taylor's flick to Draper. Collymore, challenge on him by Matei. 3 caps as the big defender. Collymore will have to watch out for him. And Gareth Southgate, an ankle injury recently, to Wright. Regan Kampf was across there. And also Sheik. They were very solid in the opening game, Sheik and Regan Kampf. Draper. Stour defending very deep at the moment. Harry Charles. Draper inside him. Seen and cleared away by Rakita. Milosevic just got in underneath his man.
He's let him out really. It's a silly foul from Milosevic. You want the forwards to be strong and get the body in, but it's just a cop-out really, and all of a sudden Steaua Bucharest are free from having been in trouble.
Here's Mew, one of 7 players in this squad in the Romanian Olympic side. Who will make the World Cup finals. Switch of Koyu. Made by Echior. Rotario's missed it. Taylor beyond one, that was Rakita. That's Ai covering neatly. Confident on the ball. That's Regenkampf. And Staunton away. Lorenzo Regenkampf. And the clearance looked ungainly from Schick. It's Mark Draper. It's a good European run in the UEFA Cup. Grayson. Ian Taylor, local lad, used to stand on the hole, Villa supporter as a boy. Montiano loses it to Ian Taylor. Great favourite of the crowd here. Ooh, just behind Milosevic. Now Mew will bring it away. Too far for Julian Mew.
It's a decent start from Villa, Jonathan. We've seen the pattern already emerge that Grayson will be the sitting man whenever it needs be. Draper will get on his way, Taylor will try and get forward and support the front two. And there's certainly a good balance about Villa. They just, of course, need that all-important first goal now.
Rare touch for Mark Bosnich in these opening minutes. Rotario. Mew, Ili Mew. There was another Ili who played football for Steaua Bucharest once upon a time. He was a junior and someone spotted him and said, no, young Ili, don't go into football, go into tennis. His name was Ili Nastase. Actually played for Steaua as a junior. Probably made the right decision, one would have thought.
He didn't do too bad.
That's Rakita. Regular in the double-winning side last season.
I noticed the Steaua coach has already declared this could be a warm-up for the World Cups. Let's hope the Villa get the result and we get in the big start as well.
Staunton, difficult one in the wind. It is deceptive. It's Montiano. Rotario. Josep Rotario, international, 29 caps to his name. For Chikoyo. What a goal he scored in the first leg over in Bucharest a couple of weeks ago. Christian Chikoyo.
On a couple of occasions that Steaua Bucharest have had a little bit of danger. They've looked for that same ball again where from the inside left position where a striker, be it Chikoyo or Lakatos, pulls onto the shoulder of Gareth Southgate, and they must be aware of that because both goals came from that position in the first leg.
Can Milosevic turn the quicker? No, Schick away. Charles. Draper. Now Gareth Southgate from the back. Villa have to score. Southgate, Milosevic perhaps. Good challenge by Schick. Milosevic was waiting for it to come through. You know that Steaua can break very quickly. Montiano, teenager, almost certain to go to Marseille. Echior got back at him. There he is, Montiano, Catalin Montiano. Hit the bar in the first leg with a magnificent effort. Could have been 3 to Steaua. Regenkampf will take the throw. Under 21 international. He's on a yellow card, is Regenkampf. So is Lakatos actually. Southgate. That's by Militaru. Managed to get it away. Draper. There's the can. Taylor in hard. Collymore. Looks for Taylor again. Rakita. An interchange between Rotario and Militaru. There's Lakatos pressing. Shikai. He's onside. Really quite coolly. I don't think there's any real need to worry there, Joe.
No panic at all. Villa will push up a little bit. Here we have Stan in a deep position, which is his best. He likes to come from there and end up with a shot on goal.
He looks hungry tonight, Stan. Harry Charles looks for Draper. That was offside. So still 0-0 on the night and 2-1 down on aggregate. Don't forget, 3 times in the last 5 years Villa have gone out of Europe. The last 5 campaigns rather, at home. Stour, been a regular in Europe throughout the 90s. Grayson, Milosevic, just bobbling it beyond Mate. Rakita got it away. Militaru and Lakatos was wanting it played to feet.
Big Savo Milosevic looking a little bit lackadaisical at the moment. He's certainly not at his best because he's done well up to now.
We saw in the Europe against the rest of the world game last week. A good player Lakatos still is at 33. Here's Milosevic. He says if Villa can win this one, they can go on and lift the cup. He's got through somehow. Now, who's on for him? It was Grayson. Slight deflection. I think it might have been going wide anyway.
Yes, it was, but Savo looked a little bit livelier there, and ends up with a shot by Grayson, coming away from his defensive duties for the first time. The game is exactly as we expected, Jonathan. There's no great frenzy about the game. There seems to be no great hurry about the game. It'll be cat and mouse until that all-important first goal is scored.
Draper misses it in the air. And that should be Bosnich, although Lakatos emerges. Bosnich, so important, his stretching exercises and the build-up to a game. He often comes out at half-time to keep his muscles supple. This is Rakita. Valerio Rakita started off with the Ploiești club in the oilfield region of Romania. They haven't done that too well.
There's been no great threat at all up to now from Steaua Bucharest. I mean, you have to say equally there's been no great threat from Villa yet, but Brian Little did predict it would start this way, and up to now I'm sure that he's quite happy with things.
Well, he lost away from home twice all season, Steaua Bucharest. None at home in the domestic league, but they lost against Paris Saint-Germain in the European Champions League pre-qualifying second leg 5-0. Away at Bastia 3-2 in the last round of the UEFA Cup. Here's Milosevic. Draper looks for Collymore. Mate away. Muntiano almost gave it back to Draper. And Mew will help him out. Lakatos could head on. Shokoya racing with Ehiok. Ehiok, who admits that his form suffered about a month ago around that Bilbao time, does well.
There's very few going to run away from Big Ekiog there, and you could see that he's a great athlete and quite comfortable in the position at all.
That centre-back talent we have coming through in the country. Rio Ferdinand, Sol Campbell, Michael Dewberry, Hugo Ekiog. I wonder if this man will be in France. Southgate, I hope so. White.
I would think that Gareth Southgate's already on Glenn Hoddle's list of probables, to be honest with you.
Harry Charles. That's a left foot ball by him. Neatly played. Milosevic. From the fans, you can hear mainly at the Holte end. They wouldn't have seen it clearly.
Well, that's infuriating for forwards. They're pushing and pulling.
Staunton. Taylor was spun as he turned. Rakita, the man who gives away a dangerous free kick here.
Well, it looked a little bit dramatic, and there was probably a bigger case for a foul seconds earlier when Savo Milosevic was twisting the turn. Nevertheless, a dangerous position in a good area for Villa.
wonder if the referee decided the scales of justice had to be balanced there for the original offence. Milosevic or Draper or Staunton have a go at that three-man wall. Rakitic is in there.
I'm sure this will come flying another goal no matter whatever.
Staunton, good bend on it, clip the bar! Just flick the bar through. Steve Staunton for Aston Villa.
Oh, it's a brilliant strike. Certainly one of the best free kicks we've seen for a while and deserved a goal. Almost on a par with Beckham's last week.
Just flick the top of the bar on the way through. Looking for his second goal of the season, Steve Staunton.
I think that'll be a big thing tonight. Set plays, corners, free kicks, because traditionally the foreign sides don't handle things very well there. But a great effort from Stan Staunton.
Mistake by him though. Presents a header now to Chikoya. And Mew. Well, he gets forward. Illy Mew, and now takes on Charles and does well. Poor cross at the end of it by the youngster, only 21 years of age. World Cup hopeful. Regular this season. Crowd will have to remain patient. "1-0 will do for Villa. The only scoreline that will take us to extra time would be 2-1 to Aston Villa. That's the only scoreline that would take us to penalties at the end of 120 minutes. Collymore. Good work by Taylor again to feed him. Good run by Collymore. This is what he does best. Brilliant, Stan Collymore! Mason was calling for it to be pulled back.
Oh, that's brilliant from Big Stan. The only thing is at the end of it, there's players waiting for a fullback, and you can see that Stan's desperate for his goal. A brilliant run, but maybe he should have squared it, Jonathan.
Another free kick given away. Stan Collymore on fire. Doesn't he love to roll in from that left-hand side?
He does all his best work from wide positions, ending up in either a shot or a cross. And here you see the pace and the power. But look at a little pullback there for Simon Grayson. Could have been the first goal for Villa.
The fans respond and call the name of Stanley Collymore, and it's Aston Villa with a free kick. In by Draper. And that's a foul on the goalkeeper. That's an important lesson learned by Aston Villa then, that the referee, Ben Heinemann, won't allow any sort of physical.
Ekiog just jumped in towards the goalkeeper, and it's nothing too physical, but as we've come to expect in Europe, any challenge at all on the goalkeeper will be a foul.
Aston Villa at home, 23 games played in Europe, 16 victories. Last time they reached a quarter-final of a European competition, Juventus beat them in the last 8 stage, here 2-1. Pressurising
Well, a strange situation here, Jonathan, where both sides will be actually pleased with their start. Steaua Bucharest have been under no great pressure apart from the one free kick and a run, and at the other end Aston Villa also will know that things are nice and tight. There's not been too much danger on the counter.
Taylor's flick, blocked by Militaru. Played further left in the first game. That's a good ball. Again, Collymore. Matai tucked up behind him. This time he couldn't get any support. Lakatouche. Rotario. Snuggled up by Draper. Chikoya battles for it. Rotario looks for Lakatouche. Staunton away. Collymore coming back to challenge for that one. That's something that's been missing from the European campaign, really. Forwards prepared to defend from the front. But if he can turn his form around and get back to the sort of football that brought him his England recognition, then Stan Collymore will be good value for the money spent. 2 goals in 17 games though. Leave a big question mark still. He's playing superbly tonight. Here's Milosevic. Good run by Taylor, took the defender away, opened the gap to Charles. Mew's there with him. Draper, good call. Charles will look for the return. should be Rakitas. He didn't come for it. There's Collymore!
Great football and a great effort on the stern from Big Stan. Just didn't quite get over the ball, but again Draper getting a good cross in and Stan drifting away from his man, and a terrific volley. The kind that we've seen him put away when he's on his best form. But he's certainly looking a lot sharper than we've seen in this campaign to date.
Rakita waited for the cross to come in. Should he have closed tighter there on Draper?
Well, maybe he should. You know, the source of danger from crosses, you must stop crosses coming in. But you can't always do that.
Staunton, oh, it's Chikoyu in there. It was a mistake by Staunton. Ekiog tucked up with him. And the Irish international redeems his error. An away goal for Stour at this time would be deadly. Militaru, Mew. Away.
Most dangerous moment yet for Villa. And I think it was a little bit wind assisted. The ball's bounced through there and caught Pegekiog, but he stood firm and in the end won the ball and taken it away.
They always guarantee goals when Stour play. 96 this season in 27 matches in all competitions, for and against. That's what, about 3 every game. Minutes gone then. So he might have shown a little bit too much of it there, Southgate. Certainly didn't help Charles out any. Mew. Taylor fouls him. Seeing Taylor all over though, isn't it, Joe? I mean, he's so full of zest and vigour and hunger for Aston Villa.
Yeah, it's a tireless worker, an unsung hero really, who gets up and down, scores the odd goal for Villa and generally is the engine in the engine room.
Only cost £1 million, Ian Taylor, December of '94 from Sheffield Wednesday. He wasn't there long, was it, Hillsborough?
No, he wasn't, and the way you talk about £1 million, Jonathan, as if it's loose change.
Mate, Collymore fouled him.
He certainly made the best of the occasion. I thought it was a foul, but slightly over dramatic dive, as we have seen in this campaign the foreigners are capable of.
Good header away by Staunton, yardage, but it drops to Regenkamp. Rakatush. Stour playing some cool football here. You can hear the derisory boos from the Villa supporters. Right. Ooh. And that's good pressure by Stour, good possession football, and the error conceded.
First real moment of danger. Number of good passes there with Lakatush highly involved, and then a dangerous cross.
This came in from Otario. This is their first corner of the night. See the Brown right. Saw the danger. Bit him with a challenge. Charles has time. Milosevic couldn't get across. Sheik was there. Tiberio Sheik. Stunning influence on the side. So is this man. Not the best of throws. Jason had the stretch. Ill advised. Rakatush. Good challenge on him by Ekiog and Taylor in again on Mew. Mew again. There's Militaru. Regenkamp wide. Lakatush comes short to him. Rides the challenge. Regenkamp outside him. And a second chance. That's a corner kick.
Certainly the pace of the game picking up a little bit in the last couple of minutes. And Stoy Bucharest starting to show their teeth a little bit now.
Winners of the European Cup in 1986 against Barcelona, 2-0 on penalties. Lakatush scored that day. And then we won us up to Milan in '89. Rakita forward. Got a couple of goals this season from set pieces. Collymore sought. Good leap by Stan Collymore.
Well, again, the confidence thing. Big Stan chasing just a a long ball, a long punt up the pitch, and winning favour from the crowd really for just hard work.
Now Draper. Collymore flags up. Take your pick really. Could have been Taylor, could have been Collymore, could have been Milosevic, all left in there as the Steaua Blues advance.
And yet there was a great situation had Draper seen Alan Wright clear on the left there, but they could have got behind and got a good crossing.
Keep it in play. Maybe the wind, maybe the camber of the pitch, maybe the greasy top service took it away. Savo Milosevic creating goals in this competition. One for Dwight Yorke in Bucharest. He set up Ian Taylor, didn't he, here against Bilbao?
Certainly Villa need a little bit more width. You know, there hasn't been enough crosses in. When you think of Draper's cross for Collimore's chance, and again Big Stan running from wide areas, they have to get the ball a little bit wide. It's all too congested at the moment.
This is Lakatouche. At the stage of his career, this man chasing down Muntiano. Will he be the next Georgie Hagi? Steaua having to rebuild, by the way. They lost Sabinilli and other players like Prodan and Dobosh over the last year or so. Dan Stelia, the national #1 goalkeeper, went as well. That's a good challenge by Mate. Really meant it. Here's Draper all alone!
Good chance. Little Draper, not the best header of the ball in the team, but certainly a glancing header would give him a chance. And again from a ball played into a wide area. First Milosevic and then Stan doing the spade work and the ball coming flying in.
Hasn't scored since mid-September, Mark Draper. His one goal this season. Zoltan Ridley. He's chasing Stelia for the national #1 goalkeeper's jersey. Knew that he was hard pressed there. Muntiano. Still Villa behind on aggregate. Mate, look at Stan Collymore. That's better work by Stan Collymore.
Well, it's very encouraging to see him chasing balls into the corner. Bit of a silly foul at the end of it, but certainly you see Stan's electric pace. 6'2", 6'3", when he opens those legs, he's certainly one of the quickest players around.
6'2", just over 12 stone. Muscle there, Stan Collymore. I've seen the exclusive interview earlier on. He opened his heart to us in a way.
Muntiano was certainly one of the stars of the first leg, and we haven't seen much at all of him yet. At times with his left foot reminding us of a young Arnold Muir, and he's still only 18, so talented.
Lakatouche from the old Romanian side and the old Steaua Bucharest side. Successful years. It's the new national side. You mustn't underrate them for World Cup '98 when the new Steaua emerge. Interesting, they're really prepared to learn as well. The coach Mihai Stoichita was involved in lengthy talks with Brian Little after the game in Bucharest. They struck up a very friendly relationship, talking about all aspects of the game. It has been a feature of Villa's European campaign in the UEFA Cup. They've been well received wherever they've gone. Both supporters, coaching staff and players. Echiog away it was there. Now Collymore. Great one from the deep, far side Ian Taylor out of your picture now. Mate was the offender.
Foul's given, but Stan's just got to be careful he doesn't give the ball away in centre circle areas, because that's exactly where Steaua Bucharest will springboard for their counter-attacks.
33-1 tonight to get a hat-trick, Stan Collymore. There's about 53 minutes left to achieve that. looking for the same ball in there. Grayson went in hard. Regan Camp can bring it away, the 22-year-old. Not played Alan right in the first place, and Draper. Mark Draper again. So important tonight. Staunton moving forward from the back. 12 minutes to go before half-time. Well played, Collymore. He's on fire tonight. Great run by Collymore, stopped in the end. Staunton. Went for the return. Got it as well. Again, Stour just holding off him, keeping their shape, not committing themselves. You got a touch. Aston Villa 16-1 to win the UEFA Cup. Stour 40-1. Still the favourites. Inter Milan. It's Charles Cross.
I think Brian Little will be saying when balls are coming into the box we need a little bit more presence there. Only 2 white shirts in the box, but not a bad cross coming in. And certainly he's entitled to feel that one of his strikers will be getting across the goalkeeper's point of view there.
Just on the goodwill between these two sides, a collection was held again at Villa Park tonight for the kids' orphanage number 7 in Bucharest. It was all organised by Doug Ellis in the first place, the Aston Villa chairman, and again they'll have raised thousands of pounds. A wonderful gesture. Here's Wright. Good spin by Taylor. They look for Collymore. Rakita got it away.
That's better again. Very patient build-up with the ball coming in from wide, and that's what they need. Good service behind the Steaua Bucharest back 5.
So curl out by Stan Staunton. Stan Collymore at the near post. That's a good run in there, a dangerous run in there as well by Ekog. Drive was misplaced by Simon Grayson.
Simon Grayson always unbalanced there, but a dangerous ball played in. And Big Ekog piled in there and caught 1 or 2 bodies on the way.
Valerio Rakita is down to cause concern to the coach there, Mikhail Stoikita. Number 2 to Dimitru Dimitriou, who left in the summer after a row over a new rule they're trying to bring in, which denies sort of grants, money, whatever you call it, from the military or from government agencies to football clubs. Dimitriou is now with AEK Athens. Rakita's okay. That's a bit of shirt tugging, and again. Now the chase for Collymore. Well, I wonder if he was being bolted there through the middle. The flag anyway went up for offside.
That was certainly borderline, Jonathan, if he was offside.
Collymore enjoying words with Adrian Mate.
I think what he's saying to Max is, if you want my shirt, you can have it after the game, but please leave it alone during the 90 minutes.
Chic. And again, not so chic. Still Villa behind on aggregate. Gareth Southgate. Staunton looks purposeful. Ian Taylor. It's a good run by Wright. Intelligent football. Staunton. Oh, the keeper just got it in the second attempt.
That's a brilliant cross, and they really should have one of the 2 forwards there going across the goalkeeper's line of sight, because that's a brilliant cross and a gilt-edged chance. You can't help feel that an Andy Cole would be living on chances like that.
Lovely crossing again by Staunton.
Yes, it comes whizzing in with a little bit of bend on it, but as you can see, both strikers there are behind the defenders instead of getting across them.
No doubt Glenn Hoddle will be watching Just learning a few lessons from a few Romanians who will be in the side more than likely to face England in England's second game in the World Cup finals. Steve Staunton and Ireland not there.
They'll be well pleased with their start up to now. There's been no great frenzy of attack from Aston Villa, and they've not been under too much pressure at all, really. If they get to the half-time at 0-0, well, I think it's halfway mission accomplished.
Ryan Little gets a decision his way. It was foul throw. What's going through his mind at this moment in time? It was his 44th birthday, the day of the first game, and indeed the third anniversary of his arrival here as manager.
I think it's a mixture of things, really. I'm sure that he's quite pleased with their passing at times. He just wants a little bit more devil from them around the box. Importantly, they haven't conceded a goal, and if they go in at half-time, he won't be totally disappointed, because he knows invariably there'll be a bit more space second half.
Villa needing to be patient. Collymore with Sheik this time, and Charles popped up awkwardly for him. Got in midfield Rotario and Militaro, who just sweep in there and tidy up anything loose. Look for Chikoyu, with a lucky bounce off Steve Staunton. Ehiol.
That's the last thing they need. They don't want to be playing straight balls at all. They have to get it wide. They have to have their little passes in midfield, get it wide, and then get good balls in behind a Steaua Bucharest back five.
It's 20 years since they went beyond round 2 in the UEFA Cup, Aston Villa. The quarterfinals, 77-78, and against Barcelona. Well, would have had to have been spectacular from Militaro. He does have 3 goals this season for Steaua Bucharest, but from there, maybe he was just being a tad optimistic.
I think he's been very ambitious, even with the wind assistance. If Mark Bosnich is beaten from that distance, I'm sure that he'll chastise himself for a good while.
Mark Bosnich then. He's only played 1 game in a month for Villa with that World Cup commitment to Australia. Staunton and Draper. Gary Charles. Collymore, 4 minutes to go before half-time. Holds it up well. Matai is behind him. Rakita arriving. Draper's there, but Matai got in first. Draper, forceful game in midfield. This could be dangerous. Because Munteano's on the ball. That's over the head of the maul. That's handball. It could well be a caution, actually. Certainly knew what he was doing.
To show there that the counter-attacking force of Steaua Bucharest, with probably their 2 best players, Lakatouche and Munteano, involved in the build-up. And a great left foot cross here, really, on the run from Munteano.
It's Militaro round the back. Yeah.
But an obvious handball.
Here's Militaro again. Staunton is looking to get progressively forward. That is really that is in the true sense a libro's role in the old term. Free role. Poor touch by Charles. Chikoyu. Munteano was dragged back by the fullback. Rotario. Draper pulls him down. Draper.
At this stage, it is obvious how much Villa do miss Dwight Yorke when he's not there. Of course, he's played his part with important goals in the away leg and also in the previous round. And how Brian Little wishes he had his quality now to score him that all-important goal.
Grayson committed the foul. The wind is freshening all the while. We haven't had any rain since the start of the game, really. It's horrible around about tea time. Now Rakita. Offside. You always get the ironic tears, don't you, when a decision goes your way. Chakoya was the man at offside, only 22 years of age. Scored 4 goals in his last 2 matches, 9 this season. And they say he wants to come to England. Alongside Dan Petrescu of Chelsea, of course. You look at the names, Hagi, Petrescu, Popescu, Dumitrescu. It's I wonder why people were discounting Romania's World Cup challenge against England in the summer, but it was the group that England really fancied being in. Milosevic, but unlucky.
I think there's never been any doubt in the technique and the all-round ability of the Romanian players, but they haven't always travelled that well, and that's why 1 or 2 Premiership managers are just a little bit suspicious of their abilities. Going up towards half-time now, I know that the Romanian coach Stoica will certainly be a lot happier than Brian Little at this stage.
So will his coach, who's in the top of your picture there, Marius Lakatouche. He's also first-team coach. What are your overall thoughts of the half, Joe?
Well, it's been a little bit staid, it's been a little bit dull, and I know that Brian Little wanted a steady approach and he wanted a measured approach, but at times it's been a little bit too measured, and as we said previously, it does show how much they do miss Dwight Yorke with that little sprinkling of magic. On the good side, Stan Collymore has looked a little bit brighter. Milosevic has done well in wide areas, but they do desperately need a goal.
That's a good ball by Milosevic to Charles. Drapers through the middle, and Staunton will try and whip it out to Alan Wright. Trusty left leg. Stoppage time. Good run by Wright. Marked by Mate, who's made a real difference to the defence of Steaua Bucharest. Adrian Mate. Mark Draper couldn't control it. And the half-time whistle blows. Villa starting strongly. Good efforts from Taylor and Grayson. Collymore pulling the best out of goalkeeper Zoltan Ridley. Steve Staunton also clipping the bar with a free kick, but it's all about Stan Collymore. Can he get the goal in the second half to bring Villa level on aggregate? It's 0-0 at half-time, but on aggregate they still trail by 2 goals to 1.
Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? My friends all drive Porsches, I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime, no help from my friends. So oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? That's it.
I'm Murray Walker, and my video, Murray's Magic Moments, features 20 years of Formula One thrills. The good times, the bad times, the great drivers, the great battles, and my unforgettable Murrayisms, all on Murray's Magic Moments. Fantastic! Murray's Magic Moments, out now.
Help the brightest of the year. Stand by me. Shine, the best of 97.
Starting a family is an expensive business. Reduce the cost by conceiving on March the 25th. So your baby's birthday is on Christmas Day. For savings year after year, this money-saving tip comes from McDonald's, where remarkably an extra value meal is still just £2.88.
Only the Epson stylus has a crystal printhead that gives you the pin sharpest dots. And that means pretty impressive prints. Epson, there's no comparison for around £229.
I am a bird floating gently on the wing.
Exquisite performance. Hankook Tyres.
A knockout requires a relentless assault. The objective is to induce total sensory overload. Prepare to be knocked out.
Too fast! You don't think about losing. You told everybody I don't have a prayer. Well, chump, all I need is a prayer.
When We Were Kings, the incredible story of the greatest fight ever.
You out, sucker.
Welcome back. So no goals, but Villa certainly get the better of the first half. With me in the studio, Ali McCoist and Andy Townsend. Well, Ali, it looks like Stan Collymore has taken your criticism to heart, doesn't it?
He's the man tonight. He's been in fire first half, a couple of great runs, good shots, and a little bit. Milosevic has been quieter, but Stan certainly looked up for it. He's very hungry, and he's the man tonight.
Yeah, Andy, it makes a difference when he goes after the ball.
Well, it does. I mean, I think some of the criticism he's been getting has been a bit unfair. I mean, there's been 10 other guys playing with him all season. It's not all down to Stan, but as Ali says, tonight he's looked capable. He's looked like scoring, and at the moment he's the main threat.
Yeah, he's had some very good chances, Ali, hasn't he?
Oh, he's played very well. I mean, he's the ball into feet, and he's very direct. He looks great when he runs at people. And here's the first chance here. He cuts inside, and he goes by the boy. At first I thought he might get a penalty, but he looks up and has a shot at goal. Andy was saying he might have squared it to Taylor, but
it was quite busy in the box.
I think that's a midfield player talking there.
There's no doubt what you'd have done.
I wouldn't have got that near. I would have made it in the first place. But he certainly looks up for it tonight, and that was a great run, a great chance.
And then Andy, this is the next chance.
Yeah, Mark Draper whips a good early ball in for any striker, and Stan's unlucky there. I mean, that's a good technique, and a foot below that, and the keeper would have felt the full force of that.
And then he also created a chance as well.
Yeah, this is another chance. He whips a good ball in with his right foot. I didn't think Villa were doing that enough, getting crossing early enough. Draper finds himself in a lot of space here, and he just gets too much on the header. But again, it's a great ball from Stan, and the midfield man Draper makes a good run, and he just gets too much on the header.
So 0-0, Andy. Will they be happy with that? I mean, they still haven't got the goal, obviously, but Brian Little did say be patient.
Yeah, I think Brian will be reasonably happy. I think now, in the next 5 or 10 minutes, I think they must raise the tempo of the game. They need to get the ground going, the crowd going. They really need to generate a little bit more out there on the park now. I think definitely in the first phase of the second half.
How much do you think they're missing Dwight Yorke?
Well, at this moment in time, it's difficult to say because they're doing well without him. At the same time, from our point of view, from Villa's point of view, I'd like to see the fullbacks getting down earlier and getting balls in behind the Stoya defence. I don't think they're doing that. They look more dangerous with Taylor breaking from midfield. I'm full of optimism. I think the first 10-15 minutes of the first half was a bit dull and drab. It took a little bit to get going, as was the last 10-15 minutes. But hopefully, the second half, Villa will be right up for it from the word go.
You mentioned Ian Taylor breaking from midfield. He also had a good effort on goal, didn't he, Andy?
He did indeed, yeah. Simon Grayson put him through, and great angle here, showing you. I mean, Ian is very willing. He will get forward into goal-scoring positions, and that is a great effort. I think the keeper's made a bit of a meal of it, but nevertheless, Ian's very good at that. He will get himself in forward positions, and he's not afraid to have a go.
It's a great strike, but the keeper's at something of a Billy Smart circus there. I think he could have caught that, but I think it was a good strike, to be fair to Taylor. It's good to see the midfield players get in the box. We saw Draper get a header there and Taylor get a shot at goal, so it's important that they're coming forward from the middle of the park.
We're being patient at the moment. We're quite confident. When do we start panicking?
Now.
I don't know. I think for the next 10 or 15 minutes, I would just like to see a gradual, you know, like get the tempo of the game up more, get the boys in and about them a little bit more. Obviously, to do that, you've got to take a few more chances. You've got to push people forward from the back a bit more. As Ali says, certainly the wide guys have got to be prepared to break their neck that little bit more, getting in behind people and giving Savo and Stan some service.
Of course, Ali, when you do take those chances, there's always the risk, a side like this especially, who like to counter-attack.
That's right, and you can see there were one or two occasions, they've been fairly quiet in the first half, and I just hope they're as quiet in the second half. But a team like this are very fast on the break, and you've got to guard against that at all times. It is important, it's vitally important that Villa don't lose one. But as I say, first 10-15 minutes of the second half, they increase the tempo and get the fans on their back and the fans on their side rather than, I don't see any reason why they can't get the goal.
Good, we hope so. Thanks very much, gentlemen. Well, we'll be back with the second half live after this short break.
Who would I most like to have a one-to-one with? Martin Luther King.
I just want to do God's will.
I'd asked him if there was one incident that drove him to become part of the civil rights movement. And did he realise how much he frightened those who opposed him? Most of all, if I could have a one-to-one with him, I'd ask him how he maintained his principle of peaceful protest in the face of such provocation.
I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Who would you most like to have a one-to-one with? Our mobile phone service gets people talking.
Oh my word! There's a brand new, and you have to say, brilliant They Think It's All Over video, including hot rubber action from Silverstone. This show will never be seen on TV.
They think it's all over. It is now.
The new Toyota Corolla, the car with the big following.
With more gifts for less, welcome to the MVC Countdown to Christmas, where until Christmas Eve, if you buy 2 Friends videos, you get another one free.
Rach, do you want me to shuffle them?
No, that's okay. You know, I think I'm going to give it a go.
All right.
The first 2 brilliant series
Drop the towel. You can do it. Drop the towel.
are out now on video.
Wow.
The MVC Countdown to Christmas. Our choice of the best CDs and videos at low prices.
Excuse me, think a disposable razor shaves as comfortably as his Gillette Sensor XL?
Yeah.
Well, try Sensor XL. It'll change your mind. After one shave with Sensor XL, we bet you don't go back. Because only Sensor XL has protective microfins for extra comfort.
Whoa.
And self-adjusting blades for extra closeness. Disposables don't. And Sensor XL gives more shaves per blade than any disposable.
Excuse me?
Take the Sensor XL challenge. Bet you don't go back to disposables.
Hey, I want my Sensor XL back. Hey!
Drugs don't work, they just make you worse. But I know I'll see your face again. But I'm a lucky man with fire in my hand.
The Verve, Urban Hymns.
Captain, there's something heading our way extremely fast. It's coming straight at us. I've never seen anything like it before.
Action. Racing. Fun. Adventure. Nintendo 64, the fastest, most powerful games console on Earth, now at $99.99.
Welcome back, 0-0. It's all poised for a classic second half. Can Villa get that goal they need? Adam Dark is with Dwight York for his views.
encouraging was that first half?
Well, there's certainly signs there. As we all know, we need a goal. And the lads are doing the best as possible with Steve Staunton hitting the bar and Stan Collymore coming as close as possible. That's the sort of thing we need. And certainly we need a goal, I wouldn't say quickly, but we have to be patient about it, and hopefully the crowd will understand that, and hopefully we'll get a goal in the second half.
The longer the game goes on, what options does Brian have to change things?
Well, he's got a few options, people like Joachim and Lee Hendry, who's done well since he's got a break into the first team, and hopefully that will inspire the gaffer to do that, but we need a goal desperately.
Okay, Dwight, thank you very much for your views. We're all ready for the second half now, so let's join our commentary team of Joe Royle and Jonathan Pearce.
Well, we will be ready for the second half when we get a match ball in place. Aston Villa to get us off and underway, kicking from right to left in this second half, all in white, with a job to do. The job is simply scoring a goal, if that was ever simple. No changes at half-time. But Aston Villa need a change of fortunes in this second period. Great roar from the crowd when they came on. This is Mew with the throw-in.
I think Brian Little will have said at half-time, you've laid a good base, a good foundation for the game, but now we need that little bit more passion, that little bit more attacking movement from you.
Here's Wright, not a good cross, but he got that movement down that left-hand side. Alan Wright, words there for the Steyr defence. Regan Camp from Ridley.
Brilliant ball from Staunton, really putting Wright in there. Normally you get better quality from a fella than that, but that's what they need. Switch the ball, get it wide and get good crosses in.
Certainly Brian Little seemed happy with the first movement of the second half. That's a mistake by Militaro. Regan Camp took a deflection off Grayson. Now Wright. Collymore to Grayson and Draper. Good work by Mark Draper. Ekiog from Taylor. Not a good ball at the end of it. Staunton makes it his. It was difficult again in the swirling wind for Steve Staunton. We have no rain at the moment. They mustn't get frustrated, Aston Villa. This is Grayson. Remind you, Steyr Bucharest actually went into the preliminary rounds for the European Cup this season. A no mean side. Got some good young players. Ekiog though. Chikoyo. Muntiano. Charles back at him. Chikoyo again. Nice touch. Not a good ball. And Mark Draper. Billy Idol look-alike for Aston Villa. They don't want to be UEFA Cup bridesmaids, they want a UEFA Cup white wedding. Taylor was tagged and didn't like it. Collymore. Good burst by Collymore. Fine covering challenge though on him.
Again a good start from Big Stan, good turn, nice and positive, going for the byline and just tackled out of it for a corner.
Not played accurately. Staunton gives it away to Lakatouche. Danger from Chikoyo. Time in the run down below us is Militaro. Militaro! Good save! Could have been the end. An away goal at that time.
And they have to be so careful, and that was from their own corner. Alan Wright certainly made a little bit of a pig's ear of a good opportunity for a corner and almost conceded the first goal. But here's Big Stan on the ball again in his favoured wide positions.
What a UEFA Cup tie now. It's spilled by the keeper. Milosevic couldn't stretch. New got it away. Good work by Collymore.
That's a brilliant cross from Big Stan, and Ian Taylor arriving in the box where he always will be when Stan's in wide positions. Game warming up at last.
Ekiog goes across. It's always going to be a Villa throw in. Listen to the Villa crowd. Now Ehiogu from Southgate. Charles awaits it. Milosevic. Didn't want to pass it to Taylor. Looks for Draper. Was there a nudge in there? There was. Mate was the man who again gives a free kick to Aston Villa. Sent off earlier this season in Europe. In the Champions Cup though. Now here's Wright. Corner kick for the 5th time in the game to Aston Villa.
Winning a corner kick for positive play, taking people on. Let's hope it's a better corner than the last one, which nearly resulted in a goal for Steaua Bucharest.
Draper, hands raised. Collymore has an identical signal in at the near post. Mate hasn't got it! And Milosevic couldn't quite climb high enough.
Yes, the goalkeeper came and missed, and Big Savo was at the far post, but just under the ball slightly. You can see here the goalkeeper comes and realises that the wind's taking it on a little bit, and Big Savo just heads it over. Crowd warming now as the pace of the game picks up, and Villa go looking for that all-important goal.
Here's Collymore. Can Milosevic turn quicker than Cheeky can't? The 25-year-old Sheik gets it away. Came from the Timișoara club in 1993. Here's Rakita. And again. And Lakatouche. Is Staunton there. Regan Kampf behind in support. Staunton recovers. That's Sheik to Mew. Chikoyu wants it. Now what can he and Taylor do? Collymore turned into trouble. Rayson and Draper were calling for the easy ball. Collymore wanted to turn.
I wonder how long Brian Little will go before he feels he has to change it, and what changes he had in his mind, because I know he will have allowed for this situation, and he'll know already whether he's going to bring Sertic on as a midfield player or Joachim as that extra pace up front.
Here's Milosevic, good header, well intentioned, to Wright, gives Milosevic a chase. Oh, bad cross again. 4-5 times in the match they've had opportunities to get good crosses in.
Certainly Big Stan's cross has been the best to date, and we've often said that what a good crosser of the ball he is when he's in wide positions. The only thing is you want him on the end of his own crosses.
Taylor should make that his in front of Rotario. Staunton. Milosevic rolled out wider to give him an angle. Can't control. Lakatouche. Chikoyu on the edge of the penalty area. Here's Militaro again. Dummies. That's Rotario. And it's not a good effort.
Yet again the warning signs, that break. Stan Staunton stepped out of his back three there, played a ball which was lost, and immediately Steaua Bucharest were counter-attacking. And yet again from Lakatouche on this right-hand side, a good opportunity, a good shooting opportunity. They must be aware of the counter-attack. Equally, it's a fine balance. They do need that goal.
Rotario shooting wide. Now back at Steaua for his second spell. Won 3 league championships in his first. Went on to Turkish football with Galatasaray, then Bakirkespor.
Well, they're looking for that spark of inspiration that they usually get from Dwight York. What an important game for the little fella to miss.
Collymore, just a sign there that frustration is growing. I wonder what that is.
Well, Stan's been talking to the referee for several minutes now. I don't know whether there was a ring, there wasn't taped or whatever, but he has been complaining to the referee about the situation with one of the centre-halves.
Here's Draper. Still the fans roaring Villa on. Milosevic, Draper again. Milosevic was bulked. Draper gets a second chance. Charles, poor cross in. That's That's a throw into Aston Villa.
An unwanted feature of Villa's game up to now has been their poor crossing when they've had good positions. And really, you must say to the forwards need a much better service than that to get that all-important goal, Jonathan.
Villa always keen not to underestimate Steaua Bucharest. In the country of Vlade Choiu, Hagi, Popescu, Petrescu, and of course Lakatouche. This is right. 54 on the clock, Draper. Seen all the way, now Chekoyu. And they'll look to break quickly. Again, Staunton away. Militaro was the man pressurising. He's got a great little engine on him, hasn't he, the 29-year-old. Taylor. Mark Draper has it. And Grayson. We'll wait for Charles to arrive in position. And that's a free kick.
And that should be a booking, really. That's just quite a cynical obstruction. Just took Charles out.
Well, if Muir does get a yellow card, he'll miss the next round, should Stoya go through.
Yeah, he's quite fortunate to get away with that. The referee's been good up to now, let's be fair to him. And he's certainly very lenient there. A great situation for Villa was bearing in mind Stan Staunton's left foot. This ball will come fizzing in, I'm sure.
Echoes in the Taylor with a header! Well judged by Zoltan Ridley. And another chance.
Didn't quite catch it. He knows himself, he's holding his head there. And I think it's gone off his head and his shoulder. But certainly the best chance to date.
Ian Taylor, who scored against Bilbao here. And again, Villa were in the situation, as they were against Bordeaux. They knew that a 1-0 win would take them through. They know here, a 1-0 win will give it to them on the away goal, scored by Dwight Yorke.
Crowd are warm into the situation now. They know that the time for patience is finished. The Villa do have to raise the tempo of the game now. They almost need a frenzy now to get that all-important goal.
Draper making a run for Staunton, ahead of him and Charles wide, and that's the option he picks. Can he keep it in? He can't. Gary Charles. Let's have a look at that other chance again, Joe.
A great free kick coming in again, and Ian Taylor's just half-headed it onto his shoulder, and the goalkeeper saved it quite comfortably. That was a great chance.
Ian Taylor looking to get his fourth of the season. Ridley gets it away. I wonder if he'll be Romania's first choice in the summer. He can break into the squad. Late arrival on the scene. He's 29, Ridley. There's the coach, Mihai Stoichita. Speaks good English. Got the chance here! Oh! Taylor again getting in the thick of things.
Yeah, second time in 3 minutes. Ian Taylor's got in there, taking the ball well, although maybe a foot too far, and stretched out, and the ball's just gone over the bar. What a shame. This is a great build-up. Big Savo poking the ball through, and he's just miscontrolled it slightly, but nevertheless had a chance. Again here, Big Savo stumbling through, and Ian Taylor's in just the right position, the right time. The goalkeeper's taking quite a heavy whack there.
They do have on the bench Daniel Yerasim, who was tipped to come through and replace Stelea in the first team this year. When Stelea left the side, Stelea left to go to Salamanca, but it was Ridley who came through. Yerasim now does a lot of coaching.
I think Stoichita, the coach, will be quite happy for a little break here. There were signs of a Villa pressure building up, and he's quite happy to sting out the situation. I'm sure the goalkeeper will be okay. He has collided with his own defender, but I don't think it's anything too desperate.
We'll have a word with the physiotherapist Mitika Niagu in a minute and find out the extent of the injury.
Oh, he'll be fine now.
Going flying out. And it could well have been Mate, his own defender, who caused the damage. Mate, the man who...
Certainly encouragement for Brian Little, though, there. Couple of good chances in the last couple of minutes.
Now Southgate. Draper. Still 0-0 on the night as we approach the hour mark. Mate away, he's been magnificent. Regan Kampf. And Southgate. That's a good run by Draper. Good covering work as well by Rakita, who's had a super game. Not a good ball, out of danger.
Steaua Bucharest have defended very well, and as you say, Rakita has had an excellent game.
That's Taylor in there once again. Mate got it away. Right, good intention again to try and find Collymore. Southgate steady. Milosevic pointed to Southgate where he wanted the ball to be played. Now Grayson charged down. Got back tigerishly. The free kick conceded against him.
Game slowly winding up now, Jonathan. I think we can expect to see more chances now.
Let's have a look at it again. Grayson got back. Well, did you see anything there?
Well, I think I sort of throw in and nothing else. Well, let's give credit to the referee. He has been good. He has let things go when he can. That's not been a problem. Normal play, free kicks and so forth has not been a problem to Villa. It's just that breakaway. That 3 passes when they break down, when Steaua Bucharest break Villa down in the middle of the park, that's what they have to worry about. Certainly not set plays from there.
Draper will climb. Charles will have to make it his. Muse had a steady old game. Draper again. Now Milosevic has inadvertently given it away. Mark Bosnich has had one save to make from Militaro. Draper. Collymore. Nothing. It was perhaps Milosevic who was offside.
Late flag there certainly, which enrages supporters, but I think he just was offside, to be fair.
Staunton. Strong run. Grayson will try and work it out to Charles eventually, will he? No, Echiot will switch it.
Brian Little doing a bit of clock watching here now, weighing the fine balance up of whether he should keep the right balance, the same balance, or bring an extra attacker on. But I can see now there is movement. There's movement in the Villa dugout.
Looks to me as if it's going to be Lee Hendry who will come on, the 20-year-old, scored against Coventry on Saturday. And it looks to me as if Simon Grayson will go off. Now, they say this kid's got a good future. He's 20 years of age, he's an under-21 cap. You may remember his dad playing Paul, Birmingham City, and his cousin is John Hendry of Barnsley in Middlesbrough, but immediately it's Lakatouche. Echiot, magnificent challenge, superb challenge by Hugo Echiot.
That was a brilliant challenge. We did see there the quality of Lakatouche, the control, but the 33-year-old legs couldn't quite get away as they might have done, say, 6 or 7 years ago.
The pressure begins to mount, under half an hour left.
Young Hendry coming in for Simon Grayson. It's quite, here we are again, Lakatouche is in, but the long legs of Big Echiot comes in and saves the day. Not put a foot wrong tonight, Big Hugo.
It's here last season, they effectively went out, conceding an important away goal to Helsingborgs. It was 1-1 on aggregate, they went out, 94-95. Again away goal, Trabzonspor scored it here, 2-2 on aggregate, they went out. They lost to La Coruña in 93-94. It's been a bit of a graveyard for Villa's European hopes, their home ground in recent years. Now, can Collymore change that?
It wasn't the best of balls, it was always running away into the corner where the wind seems to be particularly strong.
I would imagine that the instructions, in fact we're being told the instructions from the bench, Joe, to young Hendry, push on further up than Simon Grayson was playing.
Well, they have now 3 very positive forward-thinking midfield players on, and they'll all be taking turns to get in there. But particularly young Hendry, who did score a goal on Saturday, of course.
Taylor, short being tugged by Chakoya. They've been patient with the play, Villa. They certainly haven't gone gung-ho Route 1 stuff. Will that patience pay off? Right. Collymore. think he was actually trying to cushion it down to Milosevic.
He was indeed. He rose well and he's got his header in. That was a good cross, even though it was from a deeper position. And we said that they haven't gone gung-ho and long, but they might have to play 1 or 2 more pressure balls in there just to get things going. Just put it in the pot and see what happens.
Staunton. Writers available for another clearly played ball, precisely played ball. And Draper. Matai away, was caught a wee bit late by the young boy, Lee Hendry, 20 years of age, last May. It's his 10th game for the Villa. And there's also movement down there on the bench as far as Steaua Bucharest are concerned.
Yeah, Stukisa looking quite animated at the moment. And maybe it's Lakatush who is showing signs of, shall we say, a lack of pace at this stage of the game.
It's a corner kick to Aston Villa. 25 minutes to go.
What a great time for Villa to score.
Now come on, Mark Draper. Keeper's come for it again. That's better handling by Ridley.
Well, when you're taking in swinging corners, you either hit them very short or right to the far post, but certainly not right down the keeper's throat as that was.
Now Charles. Buzz Aldrin's on that one when it came down. Neil Armstrong with him too. Henry. Taylor to Staunton. Villa still pushing it neatly around. Now Collymore. Good tackle. Well played, Matei. Hasn't he had a fantastic game?
Matei's been outstanding. In fact, all the Romanian defenders have in general.
What a good ball that was by Southgate to Echiog and now Charles. Ian Taylor has Staunton there to his left-hand side. You hear the screaming from the Romanian bench. Milosevic, still Milosevic. Collymore. Collymore had to snatch at it because Rakita was coming back at him. But another chance, Joe.
Great power really, but you should be hitting the ball across the keeper there, Stan. And although he's caught it really, really well, after good work from Milosevic, a chance missed to hit the target.
Villa looking for a 4th win here at Villa Park in a row. Still sticky in the league, 12th in the Premiership. And Collymore, 2 goals in 17. Taylor, little Alan White in there again. Lakatush has gone down and reacts in an angry way.
Yes, I think that's a little bit of showmanship.
33 years of age, the assistant manager of Steaua Bucharest, a man who's won 9 titles and 6 caps, and in fact it was his left arm out on Southgate in the first place. And then Southgate, just there were studs on the back of the calf, but I think it was 100% unintentional.
I'm sure it was really.
Steaua want to make a substitution here, and they want to take Lakatush off. He hasn't seen it yet, he has now.
Yes, I mean it's quite predictable really as the game goes on, and it'll be interesting to see who comes on for him. Lakatush in no hurry to get off the pitch.
Lakatush going off, and the man coming on is Marius Luka, a 20-year-old at the other end of his career. Lakatush has been struggling with a back injury in the last couple of days. A legacy of the game against the rest of the world 11 in Marseille last Thursday. Rotario's free kick, Chikoy in the middle, but they haven't bothered really about attacking football at all.
No, there's been very, very little danger from Steaua Bucharest, and probably that's why Lakatush has gone off, to get a more workmanlike player on as they try and hold on to this precious lead from the away game. Villa now looking for inspiration, and I'm sure that Brian Little's clock watching as to whether he might have to bring Joachim on at some stage.
21 to go. Regenkamp away. Militaru has Luka out wide to right, the substitute. There's Chikoyu. Almost inevitable. The chest trap was presented to Ehiogu, and now Charles. And Collymores up alongside the centre half. Draper in support. Charles awaiting. Again, good approach football by Villa, but yet again the final ball is missing.
And yet again, not enough white shirts in the box.
Collymore though from Taylor. This time he's onside. Stan Collymore! Collymore off the post! Would you believe it? Everything was right. Now Chikoyu. Southgate is there though. Desperately unlucky, Stan Collymore.
It's unlucky, Jonathan, but he will feel that he should have scored there. And certainly it's a great chance. He's done everything right, just been a little bit indecisive at the end of it. A good run in, the ball's played in. He is marginally onside. He's had to wait for it to come down a little bit, but he's got it over the keeper. And there it is, he needs a positive touch, and he's just got under his studs.
It's Sheik who got it off the line. Chance for Milosevic! Milosevic! Savo Milosevic! The man who says if Villa can win this one, they can win the UEFA Cup as the important goal. Villa lead on the night, and they have the important away goal too. Now Steyer have to cover them. It's 1-0 to Brian Little's Aston Villa.
Well, up to now, Brian Little's got it exactly right. His tactics have worked to a T, and the pressure has been slow to come, but it's slowly mounted, and in the end Big Savo's got the all-important goal. If it stays like that, Villa go through, and I win the sweep. I've got him to score the only goal, 1-0.
Savo Milosevic puts Aston Villa ahead on the night. It's his second important European goal of the season. Scored against Bordeaux, scores here. Milosevic, 6-1 he was with Labrooks in the bookie shops earlier on today to get the first. Chikoyu, Staunton away. And they've just taken off Lakatouche. Mew was fouled.
Now we'll see what Steaua Bucharest are made of, because they really have to come out now. And they know with the clock watching, the clock going down, that they've got to do something fairly quickly. They now have to be a challenging force, which they certainly haven't been in this game.
Southgate away. Here's Mate. Regan Camp got forward well in the first game. More defensive tonight.
There could be more chances for Villa now as Steaua Bucharest have to come on. And here's the goal. Not offside. Not offside, and well taken by Big Savo.
Milosevic scoring for the 4th time this season. He said he's set up goals here in Europe. He scored against Bordeaux. And now he has that important one to his name again. They need to hold firm at the other end. Ooh, it's straight through. Desperate touch by Southgate. Sheik couldn't respond really. On the far side to get it back in, Tiberio Sheik.
I hope this isn't a mirror of the last time when, after dominating the game for so long, all of a sudden Atletico Bilbao came to life in the last 20 minutes. And we certainly don't need a nervous last 20 minutes like we had then.
This is Luca. Now conceded by Draper, Marius Luca. That's a nervy 17 minutes ahead.
Time for Villa to dig in and defend.
Mate is in there, and Regan Camp. Again, it flashed through.
Two brilliant crosses have just flown across Villa's box, and there's been too much danger for comfort, really. Certainly Bosnich is coming out to make his point there. You can see him berating his defenders. The ball shouldn't be flying through like that. Too close for comfort.
Chikoyu was the man just coming in on the edge of the 6-yard area.
Chikoyu, after 2 goals in the first leg, has hardly been in this.
Will they go all the way with Brian Little to a European final? Alan Evans there behind him, the assistant manager, part of the European Champions Cup winning side 1981-82. Peter With, who scored the winning goal, is here tonight against Bayern Munich in the final. Minotauro was fouled.
Steaua all of a sudden have found some attacking ambitions and looking quite dangerous. Important that Villa do keep a clean sheet.
Good challenge, Gary Charles. Really went in with heart and soul, heart on his sleeve. But his brain was ticking over to time a well-tuned challenge. Koyu in there. On the back is Mate. A little jump there by Mark Draper, getting up early on Mate. Just over a quarter of an hour left. He will be needed to defend now, Mark Draper. Regan Camp. Caught it wrongly actually. Slanted it in dangerously nonetheless. Villa flying the flag for Britain in the UEFA Cup, the sole survivors.
So Brian Little there just coming out of his dugout, and I'm sure he's saying to young Hendry, just hold your position now, don't be too bothered about getting forward, keep midfield positions, keep us nice and tight in there.
Otario from the back, Shikoyu was caught by the flag once again.
Good defending by Villa, kept their shape, cleared their lines and stayed together though.
Brian Little, this immensely likeable Geordie.
Well, he's called it right up to now. Everything's worked a treat for him. They've been a nice and patient start. They've built up their pressure slowly and got that all-important goal. Let's hope they can see it through now.
A very deserving management team they are, with Alan Evans and the physio Jim Walker. Tony McAndrew, the coach. Paul Barron, the fitness man. Here's Savo Milosevic. Offside though.
And you have to give praise to Doug Ellis too, who's been faithful when they've been under a little bit of pressure. Doug's looking exceptionally well these days, and certainly if this result stays the same, he'll be a happy man.
That's Rakita. Rotario. Well, he certainly went down as if poleaxed. Gareth Southgate. Collymore broke left. Mate is with him. Good defending, just standing off him. Challenge came biting in nonetheless. Hendry, Milosevic is straight offside. Good thinking, and what a fine ball. Gary Charles, Draper. Couldn't get to it.
Just too strong, and that's a shame. It was a good build-up, good switch of play, and Gary Charles has just hit the ball too hard, because if little Draper does get to keep possession there, he's in a dangerous area.
Shikoyu's going off for Steaua Bucharest.
Certainly Shikoyu, who's announced that he would like to play in England, has done himself no favours tonight, where he's been far from at his dangerous best that he was in Bucharest.
John Lavi Hrib has come on, 24 years of age, his second spell at Steaua. Scored the winner against Bastia in the home leg, 1-0. Bastia had a man sent off in the last round, that was. Steaua went through on the away goal, so at this moment in time Villa would go through on the away goal. Scored in Bucharest a fortnight ago. Here's Milosevic. Taylor's gone to his right. Good movement. Collymore looks for him. And Sheik has looked most accomplished. Luca. Well played, Gareth Southgate. Have to do it again though. And that could well be a yellow card.
Southgate protesting there that he won the ball, but it certainly looked like a clumsy challenge and a shame really. He's had an exceptional return to the team. He's looked very, very good, very, very solid tonight.
Southgate gets a yellow card.
As the rule stands, I don't think he can complain.
He's okay to play in the next round though. It's Militaro. What a lovely ball played in again. So dangerous, whipped in low and at pace by Damian Militaro.
And Bosnich will be worried. There'll be 3 balls flying across his box in the last 5 minutes or so, and he'll be saying to his defenders, you have to stop these balls coming in.
Militaro has played some lovely passes into that penalty area. Sent off against Glasgow Rangers a couple of years ago in a Champions Cup match.
Brian looking remarkably calm. He knows the script has been read exactly up to now, and things are going very, very well for him. Let's just hope there's no twist in the tail.
Henry and Taylor leap for the same ball. Milosevic, and again it's done so powerfully. Good ball at the end of it. Charles. Harry Charles needs some productivity at the end of this. Corner will do.
Yes, he's been progressive tonight, Gary Charles, and he does give you that little extra bit of quality with the ball when he gets in wide positions, and he has been progressive.
Steve Staunton will take the corner kick, which means this should swing in. Collymore is in there at the near post. Milosevic at the bottom of your screen. Echiog on the edge of the penalty area. Taylor just outside the box. Charles brought it down neatly. Good ball. Staunton back to that left foot. Milosevic around the back. And they keep it in, they can't.
A great ball in again from Stan Staunton, who swung it right over the back of the defence. And Big Sabo couldn't control his header. But certainly Villa still useful on the break. You know, they're not just gone completely into a defensive mode. Although Steaua Bucharest having their best spell at the game at the moment.
Into the last 10 minutes, Aston Villa 15 efforts. Steaua Bucharest have had just the 3. And Militaro's first half shot, the only thing that Mark Bosnich has had to deal with.
That's great for Brian Little to see that his strikers working in wide and working hard in good positions to stop the ball coming forward. That's important for the teamwork.
Right. Good header away. Got distance. Milosevic looks for Collingwood. Rakita should and does win it. Still the Villa fans know there's an edge here.
Certainly Rakita and Matei have been outstanding tonight for Steaua Bucharest. They don't deserve to be on the losing side, but let's hope that they are.
Rakita. Echiog up and away. Draper is there. Foul. He jumped with hands in front of him. Can't do that in there. Just pushed into the back.
We're quick to criticise foreign referees, but we must say that this referee up to now has been now faultless tonight.
Here's Sheik. That's Harib in there. Rakita was the man who jumped. And he stayed forward. Bosnich comes, good punch. Keeps his mind alert throughout a game, Mark Bosnich. Matei. Regenkamp has gone wide. Looking with the ball over the top of right. Had too much weight on it.
Well done, Big Savo, too. Good pressuring. And Brian Little will be delighted with the contribution of his front two at the moment. Although there is a substitution coming on at the moment.
Aston Villa.
I think it's Mark Draper going off.
And Lando Nelson will be the man who comes on, I think.
I think that's just for a more defensive presence in midfield. Having taken Simon Grayson on to get Henry on when they needed a goal, they now need the anchor man in there, and Fernando Nelson, being naturally a fullback or a wing back, will give them a little bit more bite in midfield.
His 7th successive European campaign. His previous campaigns with Sporting Lisbon, he's never gone beyond round 3 of the UEFA Cup into the quarter-finals. Aston Villa are bidding for their first European quarter-final since 1983 in the UEFA Cup, in the European Champions Cup. Their first UEFA Cup quarter-final since 1978. This is Rotario. With Militaru, they've worked tremendously hard, those two in midfield. Rakita.
Again, brilliant defensive work from Big Sabo, and having gotten his goal, he's now playing a full part in the team performance. When defenders see that happening, when they see the forwards working in front of them, it gives them such heart.
Matei away, you've got Echiog, half volley clearance. Milosevic pushed Rakita.
And having praised him, that's the silly side to him. He does give daft fouls away at times.
Milosevic, the 24-year-old from Majolena in Yugoslavia. Here's Staunton from Drogheda in Ireland. And Bosnich from Sydney in Australia. Nice touch off. Danger here. Echiog goes to meet Muntiano. Very quiet, Muntiano's been throughout. Gary Charles, no need for that really out there.
Muntiano looked a brilliant talent, certainly at 18 in the first leg, but has been very, very quiet tonight.
I think he just caught him, Charles. Was he going anywhere really?
Well, he barely caught him, but certainly the Romanians made the most of the situation, and Villa have to defend a very dangerous situation here now.
5.5 minutes to go, should be right. Here's Regenkamp to take on Alan Wright. Staunton away, big fat handsome volley. Collymore to Henry, Milosevic is out here to the left. This is a great run by Ian Taylor. He's 3 up. Can Taylor finish it? He's got Collymore to his right. Ian Taylor! And Aston Villa are tailor-made for the quarterfinals of the UEFA Cup. 2-0 on the night. And surely now a place in the last 8 beckons.
Well, just as we suggested, there might be another goal for Villa on the break. And Brian Little there tapping his forehead, saying to the players, think about it now, concentrate, make sure that you're not caught with your pants down. Never a suggestion of offside. An absolutely faultless piece of running through there. He was never ever going to do anything but shoot, even with two players supporting him, and a great finish. Well done, Big Ian Taylor.
What a well-weighted ball through by young Lee Hendry, the 20-year-old. 3-2 Aston Villa lead on aggregate. 2-0 on the night. Milosevic. Collymore. Deserves something, Collymore, for his opening endeavour in the first 20 minutes. Henry the Kid!
Again, a great opportunity. A great ball in from Stan, showing just the kind of service that he wants himself. A great composure from young Henry of control. His first touch was outstanding and tried to place her in there.
All credit to the goalkeeper, Zoltan Ridley. Got down so well to his left-hand side. Good ball by Collymore.
And a glimpse of the promise that young Henry holds, because I was speaking to one or two of the Villa supporters before the game, and they certainly are excited about his future.
Echiog arrives. That's the weak side of Ridley. Came and got nowhere near it. He was out with Granny's washing on the line.
I don't think I've seen Milosevic and Collymore work harder as a pair, and Brian will be very encouraged about this. He's been very, very faithful for Stan while all the sticks been flying around, and let's hope he gets what he deserves for it.
And another Steaua Bucharest substitution to be made. It'll be Rakita, the man who comes off. So they're sacrificing a defender, and the man who comes off, Eric Linkar, played in the first game in midfield. 2.5 minutes to go.
Certainly now Steaua Bucharest have to throw caution into this considerable win and go looking for that all-important goal. Very nervous last couple of minutes now for Villa. The referee exactly on the spot there, and that was a free kick. He's hardly put a foot wrong tonight, the referee. One of the best performances I've seen in Europe.
Steaua fans at home that spoke to us after their 2-1 first leg victory didn't actually think their side would go through, but they thought they'd done magnificently to beat an English Premier team as they rebuild. They thought they might be able to cling on and hope for the best. It hasn't proved that way for them. But don't forget, a Steaua goal now will take us to extra time. The only scoreline that would. Militaru, impressed with his graft in the midfield. Here he is again. Good ball at the end of it. Oh, fine header by Echiog. What a magnificent cross. Swinging away.
A vital header from Echiog, who's been an absolute giant in the defence tonight.
Nelson clears to Milosevic. Taylor again galloping wide. He's given it away in a dangerous area.
And that's the frustrating side of him, really. Ian Taylor's run past him, and all he's got to do is roll it in and keep possession. But Big Savo's decided to dribble in a dangerous area. He's trying to give his manager one or two more grey hairs.
Zoltan Ridley. A bit of a risk. Regan Camp. It's the substitute. A ball in there by Linkar. Savo Milosevic, the run-down time.
That's where he can dribble in wide positions, because if he loses the ball there, invariably it'll be for a throw-in.
Staunton and Bosnich. Fernando Nelson's foul into the last 10 seconds. Will be about, by my guesstimate, it's only a rough guesstimate, at least 45 seconds of stoppage time. Regan Camp. Luka, the first of the three substitutes. Ooh, cut the challenge in, Ekioglu.
Ekioglu's been brilliant tonight and certainly looks to be getting better as the season goes on.
Charles Taylor makes sure he's onside, and Collymore to finish it! Stan Collymore to finish it! Oh! You almost wanted to will it in for him.
It could have been the dream finish. He controlled it well enough, although it got slightly under his feet. And the keeper's made yet another good save to keep the faint hopes alive for Steaua Bucharest.
11 efforts they've had on goal, on target, Villa. That's Regan Camp. Minute of stoppage time play. Charles is out there with Munteanu. Marseille, they say, will have Munteanu any day. Here's Matai, and he will have a dip, Adrian Matai, if he's in shooting range. Regan Camp. Good block by Wright. Now Collymore, first to it. There's the extra little spurt. And that's intelligent. Hendry looks for him this side. Collymore, he's got Milosevic on the edge of the box. He's got Hendry who's pulled away to the far post. Collymore still. He just went down, I think weary more than anything else.
He's entitled to be weary, but there's one or two white shirts there wondering why they didn't get the ball.
Especially this man, Hendry.
And Stanley wants his goal.
That's a poor ball out of defence by Linkar. And Aston Villa are through to the UEFA Cup quarter-final. It's their first UEFA Cup quarter-final in 20 years since Brian Little was in the side. It's their first European quarter-final in 14 years. Mikhail Stoikita, the Steaua Bucharest manager, congratulates them. And those Aston Villa fans have really played their part. So did Stan Collymore, especially opening 20 minutes, when he brought a brilliant save out of the goalkeeper Rakita. You got Ekioglu was superb. Nelson came on as a substitute. Ian Taylor, who scored that second goal 4 minutes from time, racing through. Savo Milosevic, who got the breakthrough on 70. Stan Collymore, I think, has won many, many friends tonight.
An improved performance from Stan, and certainly he should have had his goal. But a great start for England, a great pointer for the World Cup, and you must praise Brian Little, who's got his tactics absolutely spot on. The patience, the late surge, 2 great goals. But the stark statistic is that Mark Bosnich hasn't really had a save to make in 90 minutes. And a very, very competent all-round performance, a very European-wise performance from Villa side, who go proudly on now into the quarter-finals. Well done to Villa, and well done to the fans who've been very, very patient tonight.
Mark Bosnich, who only had 1 save to make, the busier of the keeper by far, Ridley for Steaua Bucharest. Beaten though by Savo Milosevic, beaten by Taylor, and it's Aston Villa who go through to the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup, winning by 2 goals to 0 on the night and 3-2 on aggregate.
One of my clients asked me why her dandruff keeps coming back.
Superb second half performance has put Villa through. We can go straight to Adam Dark now, who's with Brian Little, the Villa manager, and Stan Collymore.
Brian, through to the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup for the first time in 20 years. How does that feel?
A lot better than the first 4 games of the season, I guess. It's a good achievement. I mean, before the season starts, you look at parts in the season where you can gauge how you're doing. We looked at this as a benchmark for us, trying to get into a major competition, the final stages. We've achieved that. Other things have disappointed us, but this is an achievement and we're pleased with that.
It was almost a perfect performance, really, but was there a time when you were worried the goal might not come?
I think during football matches, from a management point of view, you're worried the whole game most of the time. You know, even when we've got 2-0, I mean, it's a great scoreline, but you can't help worry. So we just tried to keep everybody calm. I thought we had a couple of chances first half. We said at half time to up the tempo. If we did that, we had a better chance again. And to be honest with you, it's been a good game for us in Europe. It's one of those games you won't change too much of.
Stan, you didn't score, but it was a big performance from you tonight. Did you feel you needed that?
Yeah, I mean, we had a good result at the weekend against Coventry, and that was nice to get a goal. Very disappointed tonight not to get a goal, but it doesn't seem to want to go in tonight. But the most important thing now is we're in the hat for the quarter-finals, and you know, from here up, Fluke can progress, and who knows, go all the way.
How special is this for you after everything that's gone on really so far this season?
Yeah, it's very important. You know, I mean, obviously we took a lot of stick recently, but you know, there's no bigger critic of myself than me, and maybe, you know, I've been battering myself a little bit too much recently. But you know, trying to keep my head down, and like I say, I've been pleased with the last two results. But now, you know, a bit of consistency, and hopefully we can have a good second half to the season.
And Brian, you've got a bit of a breather now before the quarter-finals, but you must be looking forward to them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we need to take stock. I mean, I think a lot of us in the next hour or so will be watching very closely to find out what all the other results are, and people around the football club will dream of a special tie. But whoever we get in the next round is going to be very, very difficult. But I think we've played 3 decent sides. You know, we've played our best in Europe. We've had to play at our best in Europe, and they won't get any easier. But believe you me, they might not be that much tougher neither.
Brian, Stan, congratulations.
Very much.
Thank you.
Brian Little and Stan Collymore with Adam Dark there, and Villa find out who they will be playing in the next round next Wednesday when the draw is made. With me in the studio on this great night, Ali McCoist and Andy Townsend. Ali, Stan really wanted to score tonight, didn't he?
It was a great performance. I was delighted for Stan, really was. I think Gehiog was just man of the match, but Stan for me was different class tonight. I was delighted for him.
It all worked perfectly, Andy, didn't it?
Oh, it did. It was brilliant. I mean, tactically they got it spot on. You know, we were all a little bit worried at half time, but all credit to Brian and the boys. You know, they kept patient, and then once they turned the heat up a bit second half, you know, Stour couldn't live with them.
No, it was after about 25 minutes of the second half, Ali. You were starting to get a bit twitchy next to me, weren't you?
It was a little bit. I felt that we needed a goal then, and thankfully it came. It was a great goal as well, but I mean, at that time we're just willing the goal to go in. And even with the second goal, I think it was important that Ehiod made some great tackles. Here's Stan's first chance. I think Joe's a little bit harsh on him here. I think Stan does very well, and the defender does well to get that back off the line. The goalkeeper came out and Stan knocked it over him and got knocked the ball in with his studs there, and the defender made the good challenge, get the ball off the line.
And this is the goal right afterwards, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, Steve Staunton here, I mean, he's got great left foot, Steve. I mean, I'm not sure if he's looking to pick Savo out there, but Stan's missed that, and the defender got caught in 2 minds. And Savo, on his weaker foot, it's a great finish, an important finish, and he stuck it in well.
A great finish, because the defender was ball watching a little bit. It's a long, hopeful ball from Staunton, and a defender gets caught ball watching, and there's nothing elaborate about the finish. He gets the ball down, and he drills it by the goalkeeper. It's a good finish, and at that time it was perfect, because Villa were well on their way at that stage.
And then the Ian Taylor goal. What about that for a pass?
Oh, it was magic, it really was. I mean, Lee Henry deserves the morning off school after that performance when he came on. I thought he was superb, but I mean, that was a great finish as well. Timed his run to perfection, and the pass was timed perfectly as well. It was a great finish, Andy, wasn't it?
It was, and that's what Ian's all about. He's so honest, and he's such a willing lad to make runs like that off the ball, and he's got a cool head when it comes to finishing, and he showed it there, and that absolutely killed it.
We also must say, though, that the defence was superb tonight, wasn't it?
Oh, I mean, as Ali was saying, Big Hugo has made a challenge there early on in the second half, which was, I mean, could look back as a turning point in the game. Lakatos would have had a one-on-one with Bozzy, and who knows, but he was particularly good tonight. He really was, and I think all the boys, you know, they kept their shape well at the back, they concentrated, and then in the second half it gave the rest of the boys a platform to go on and win it.
And funnily enough, when they did get that chance, when Ekio put in the tackle, that's when the game picked up. That's when Villa thought, we've got to go now.
And Andy, that could have been the major turning point in the game, because it was a wonderful tackle. Here we see it here. I mean, he takes the ball superbly. You'd fancy Lakatos to finish that, and the tackle comes from nowhere, because not only does he take the ball, he takes away the chance of giving away a penalty, because he's came from the side on. Could have given away a penalty, but he takes the ball perfectly, and it's a great tackle. Villa run up the park, of course, get the goal.
Now, Andy Milosevic says he can go all the way. Villa can go all the way now. Do you share that view?
Well, I don't see why not. I mean, as I say, I think certainly this year, you know, tactically, Villa have been very, very good. You know, I know Brian's aware of not going mad, certainly at home in you know, in any of these ties, and not overcommitting themselves. And yeah, I don't see why not.
Great, Andy and Ali, thanks ever so much for joining us on this great night. Well, coming up at Christmas is a real festive treat as we look back on a great year of football on 5. Football's special Boxing Day from 1 o'clock. World Cup action featuring England, Scotland, Republic of Ireland and Brazil. European action featuring Arsenal, Aston Villa, Chelsea and Newcastle on Boxing Day from 1 o'clock. I'll be joined by Jonathan Pearce to review the best football action brought to you this year by Channel 5. It will include action from the crucial World Cup games involving England, Scotland and the Republic of Ireland, plus a special feature on current world champions and next year's World Cup favourites, Brazil. And of course, it will be the best action from our European coverage. Aston Villa, Chelsea and Newcastle fans can look forward to that, but Arsenal followers may have to look away. Well, we'll also hear from Ali, Charlie, Nicholas and Jack Charlton. But tonight, we'll leave you with the goals that took Villa through.
On a dead planet lie answers to secrets that